Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Mr. Mike, Trucker Diary Series. Oh my God! Oh shit! What happened? What happened, Anthony Joshua? What's up? Andy Ruiz and the new heavyweight champion of the world, Andy Ruiz Jr. This motherfucker dropped Anthony Joshua 4 times before knocking him out in the 7th round of the first American fight for Anthony Joshua. It was in Madison Square Garden, New York City. You know what I'm saying? Andy Ruiz, a last minute replacement for the other opponent for Joshua, who failed multiple drug tests and all this other shit. So here you go, Andy Ruiz. No one heard of this guy. He seems out of shape. His upper body is pretty much like mine. And now all of a sudden he's the heavyweight champion of the world. Wow, I mean this is a movie. That's why we love boxing. Anybody can win. Anybody can get up to the top. It doesn't matter how you get in. Doesn't matter if you're a replacement for an opponent and you know you're just essentially brought there to lose. Anybody can get in there and win. And he took 3 of Anthony Joshua's belts. So he's the new reigning heavyweight champion of the world. He only has 1 loss in his record. Knocks out one of the biggest names in the heavyweight division. And now he's sitting pretty. I don't know his height, but he's slightly shorter than Anthony Joshua, a slightly rounder. But after Anthony Joshua dropped him in the 3rd round, you know, everybody was, you know, getting satisfied, you know, okay, this is expected, but nope, he gets up and was like, hey, I'm going for broke. Start letting his hands go. He has unexpected speed, and he hit Joshua pretty much on the right spots. So you know, you hit him behind the ear, hit him in the temple, hit him on, you know, different places of the head. Anthony Joshua's head is not the smallest head, so I mean, took him out. Took the big man down. It's David and Goliath. And Goliath happened to be a handsome European, Nigerian blood, beautiful man. And it's so shocking, it's so amazing that fight transpired the way it did. I got a loss of words. Like, I'm pulling for Joshua because I want the big fights, Joshua versus Wilder, or Joshua versus Tyson Fury, or Fury versus Wilder. Any one of those 3. You know, you got the 3, you know, the triple-headed beast that is the heavyweight division. But all of that gets disrupted because Anthony Joshua took an L. He just got knocked the fuck out by an unknown cat. Big ups to Andy Ruiz, man. Big ups to him. This is why we love boxing. This is all like, this is Buster Douglas versus Mike Tyson back in the day. Or this is Crawford versus Gamboa. You know, no one knew who no one knew who Crawford was at the time. There's some people who knew who Gamboa was. He was a 50 Cent protege, and you know, he fought a guy supposed to be you know, win. You know, Crawford had other plans. He's like, hey, I can knock you out. I can knock you, you know, and eventually took him out. And this is why we love boxing. Like, I'm excited that this is what it is in the heavyweight division. I love the shock value that it has, but I'm also upset because I was slightly hinting on the Joshua. I was a fan of Anthony Joshua. I still am, but I didn't think this was going to happen. When Anthony Joshua knocked him down, it was like, okay, it's business as usual. And I think he thought that too. You just took him lightly. You just took him lightly. And you can't take anybody who was essentially trying to beat you up. You can't take anybody like that. And Anthony Joshua, he's the bigger guy. His physique is better. He's way more athletic, taller, got more reach. But all of that shit didn't matter on Saturday night. He got in there and just got the shit beat out. He got knocked the fuck out. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. And it's wow. I just had to start this off with that because that was an amazing fight. I do have to apologize for my girl wasn't there with me. You know what I'm saying? Because we were planning. Me and my boy was planning to go to see John Wick 3. That didn't happen. We went there. They said the seats were filled up unless you want to sit in front row, and we didn't want to do that. And so essentially, we decided not to watch John Wick 3. And I found out my girl already watched it, so it's kind of like, whatever. But I tried to go see it with my friend, and didn't happen. And so we ended up watching boxing, and that was the main event of the night. I mean, that was the must-see event for that night, for Saturday night. It was fucking crazy. I'm still getting over it. I'm still, taking it all as if I'm been in a fight. But it's like, I love boxing. I'm a boxing head, and Anthony Joshua just took a major L. And that's what we love about boxing. Shout out to Andy Ruiz Jr., the first Mexican heavyweight champion. The first ever Mexican heavyweight champion of the world. Went in there, a huge underdog. I don't know what what the odds were, but it wasn't in his favor. So whoever betted on Andy Ruiz in that fight, wow, you are sitting pretty right now. You know what I mean? Big ups to you. You can never tell these things. I mean, I told you that should be an easy win for Anthony Joshua. I didn't know who the guy was. No one knew. But that's the thing. That's the beauty in boxing. No one can know who you are, and now everyone knows who you are because of what you did. The obstacles you just overcame. The guy only has one loss. I think he's I forgot, 26-1 or 20, something like that. He only had one loss, and he gave one of the biggest heavyweights his first loss. And that's amazing. That's fucking phenomenal. So big ups to him. Big up to Andy Ruiz. And I saw some memes on Facebook. Somebody put a picture of Gabriel Iglesias, the comedian, and then they put "and the new" because the guy favors Gabriel Iglesias. Oh my God, that's amazing. But yes, welcome to another edition of the Trucker Diaries series. This is Mr. Mike, and this is an early morning edition. I'm headed to Orlando right now. I started at 3:30 this morning. It's about 4. So, I didn't get much sleep. I got about 4.5, maybe 5 hours. So I'm good though. I feel good or whatever. I'm not, sleepy, at least not yet. You know what I mean? So, I know my assignments. I'm going to Orlando. They want me to be there by 6. So I'll be there probably 6:10 or something. And then I gotta be in Lakeland by 8 o'clock to pick up another load and head back to Jacksonville. And so that's what I'm doing. I hope you guys had a lovely weekend. If you missed that fight, I'm sorry. That was just a major event in boxing. The shifting of hands when it comes to the heavyweight champion belts. A guy lost his belt. His belts. 3 belts. Has switched hands in the heavyweight division. So the heavyweight division has some spiciness to it now. It has a new champion. It has a new person to look at, somebody to not pass over. You know what I mean? Not to look over. You know, and he shook up the world, and the boxing world. He shook it up. Andy Ruiz, the new heavyweight champion. It's man, that's such a amazing story. It's like a Rocky story. When, you know, in the first Rocky, Apollo Creed was looking for an opponent. He's the heavyweight champion. He's undefeated. He's beaten everybody in the division, and so he's looking for someone to give him the challenge, to take him to the next level. And so he decides to put it out, and it's, you know, it's similar to the Muhammad Ali story. He just put it out. Anyone who wants a chance at the heavyweight champion of the world. And he found Rocky Balboa, and you know the story from there. You know, Rocky lost in the first movie, and he lost to him. You know, but he gave Apollo Creed so much of a challenge, he wanted a rematch. Apollo Creed, his line, I love the line in this movie. He said, "I won, but I didn't beat him." You know what I mean? And so that's what egged him on to the Rocky 2. He wants to rematch. He wants to prove that he's better than his fighter. You know, and you know the story from there. Rocky wins the second time, and the rest is history. So it's like those amazing stories. You have an underdog story where you have essentially nobody coming up, a last minute replacement, Big Baby Miller, you know, failed multiple drug tests. So they told him he couldn't fight. He couldn't fight Anthony Joshua. So they were, I don't even know if it was more than a month notice. It's probably like 3-week notice that, hey, Andy Ruiz, there's a slot open up for you to fight the heavyweight champion of the world. You want to take it? Yes. Gets it, signs the contract or whatever. Comes in Madison Square Garden against one of the biggest heavyweight champions. Wins it, knocks him out in a thrilling fashion. Could be the fight of the year. And wow, and history has just been made. The first Mexican heavyweight champion of the world. Viva la Mexico! I don't know if I said that right, but shout out to y'all, man. He deserved it. He took out the beast. Wow. So, I mean, it's I love the story. I love it. Even though he knocked out my guy, I'm a fan of Anthony Joshua. You know, my guy got knocked out. There's nothing else, you know, there's nothing else to say about it. You know, he got knocked the fuck out. This shit happens. That's why we love boxing. That's why I love boxing. Anybody can get it in boxing. Anybody can get it. And, you know, I feel like, you know, do some training and learn the basics. You know, because there's a lot of heavyweights out there that they don't have the Deontay Wilder physique or the Anthony Joshua stature and athleticism. You know? A lot of guys out there in the heavyweight division, they look like, you know, a Tyson Fury. You know, he's 6'8", he's not the most athletic body, but the guy can move his head, move his feet well. So it doesn't matter what you look like. So it's like, I feel like, because I love boxing, I always wanted to train to box, and I will, and I do sometimes by myself, just shadow box, just to, work on basic technique as far as what I've learned. So maybe I'll get in. Give me 6 months or just some good training. I'll get in there. You know what I'm saying? I'll get in there. I'm 36 years old. I can take out somebody. I can take out a few of these heavyweights for sure. So, but damn. I mean, I can go on all about that all day, but But if you're tuning in, wow, if you haven't watched that fight, stop this right now. Go find a clip on YouTube or something and watch that fight. Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz Jr. Wow. It's a good fight. Anthony Joshua was he took him lightly, wasn't really pressing the issue, wasn't, purely interested. And you can kind of tell his body language was kind of like, okay, we're just going to go through the motions. And then, they had some exchanges. And then the third round, Anthony Joshua drops him. Drops him in the third round with a nice combo, uppercut, going to the body, drops the guy. Uppercut, left hook, I think it was. Knocks him down. And so I guess he thought, oh, yeah, this is going to be easy. It's going to be an easy day. The guy gets back up. Andy Ruiz gets back up and lets his hands go. Wasn't scared, tasted his power, put his combos together, puts him down twice in the third round. You know what I mean? It was such an amazing exchange. And so, and then, later on he drops him again. And then in the seventh round, he drops him again for good. Joshua gets up for all the counts. When the ref is counting, he gets up. But that last one in the seventh round, he got up, was leaning against the ropes. The ref asked him, "Are you good? Are you good?" And Joshua said yes, but the ref looked at him, and it seems like he was, yes, he said he's ready, but at the same time, his body language said, I'm shocked. And so the ref waved it off, and I don't necessarily blame him. I mean, I wanted Joshua to keep fighting, but his body language was saying, the way he was moving, he wasn't there. He was shocked, he was embarrassed, and he got hit in the wrong place in the head, and he couldn't really necessarily be back in fighting conscious mode. So he got knocked the fuck out. That's what it is. You know what I mean? And while he's leaning on the ropes, there's blood coming out his nose. So he probably suffered a slight broken nose or something like that. But yeah, he got his ass whooped. That's basically what it is. He got his ass whooped by an unknown fighter. So that's what happens. That's why we love boxing. That's why we love boxing. So that's what's happening. That's what happened over the weekend. What's happening now is it's a little after 4 a.m. It's still dark. The sun hasn't came up yet, of course. And I'm headed to Orlando. Just an amazing weekend. Amazing weekend. But I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are, living a healthy life. Drinking water. Get your protein, get your vitamins and minerals. You know what I'm saying? I hope you guys are doing that. So I'm still doing it. I did a little bit of working out, but you know how I am, how inconsistent I am with that shit. But I am eating healthier. I feel better. I don't feel as heavy. And before I went to the doctor, before I went to the doctor and found out I'm diabetic, then I decided, officially to change the way I eat and all this stuff. I really had a problem. I had a urination problem. I used to I used to drink a lot of bad shit. Like I only been drinking water this past month and a half, 2 months. Just drinking just purely water, unless I'm drinking a smoothie, you know, fruit smoothie, fruit or vegetable smoothie. So that's what I do. But before that, I used to drink a lot of. I drank a lot of Gatorade. I drank a lot of juices. I drank a lot of. I didn't drink a lot of soda, but sometimes I did. I love lemonade and I love sweet tea. And a lot of that stuff is high in sugar, so I'm just feeding myself just all this sugar. And so that was one of the main things. I'm getting my sugar from all the various drinks I used to drink. So so I used to pee a lot, like throughout the day, and that's the telltale sign of diabetes. But ever since I've been just completely drinking water and changing my eating habits, I don't go nearly as much. So that was a big change of, you know, this healthy lifestyle that I implemented. You know, just drinking just water. There's nothing but water. With the stuff that I'm eating, you know, I do, you know, backslide or whatever, because I'm still eating meat, still eating chicken, not red meat, not any heavy meats, just light chicken, turkey and tuna. That's only turkey and fish, and a little bit of chicken. But I don't do it every day. But you know, I do like meat. But even when I'm eating that stuff, I'm only drinking water. Like I'm just used to drinking water. Like if I just have a taste of something else, like if my girl has a Sprite and she, you know, you want to try, or she has a drink or something, you want to try this, you know, I'll just sip it and I'm like, wow, how sweet it is, you know what I mean? Because I've been so used to drinking water, like anything other than that is like really, really what that is. You know, if it's really sweet, it's really, really sweet. So, but yeah, just having that part out of my life really, I have, it changed a lot. Like my body changed a lot, reacted to that a lot. I don't urinate as nearly as what I did. So I've noticed that change, and you know, my bowel movements, you know, I'm shitting on a regular basis now. So that's always good, you know what I mean? And so just noticing little changes like that, you know, which encourages me to keep eating healthier, keep eating the right foods, you know. So of course I stocked up. You know, I got my fruits. I got blueberry. I'm trying not to. I'm trying to stick to the fruits that are very helpful to me. Like there are some fruits out there that still can be processed into sugar, like bananas. There, you know, there's a lot of like sugars in bananas, especially the ones like the bigger ones with all the hormones and shit in it. You know, it can really, you know, it can really be a detriment to my health if I keep eating certain fruits. So I still have the fruits, but when I went to the store, I got blueberries and I got peaches, and I still have my apples. So just keeping the fruits at a better consumption, and not consuming all of them. Just sticking to like maybe a few, 2 or 3 of them, like that I can consistently go to and get all the healthy benefits from it. So that's what I'm doing, and I re-upped on my spinach leaves, my salad base, and I have some turkey with me. So I got that. I bought a bunch of alkaline water. So every time I go to the store, you know, I'm stocking up on alkaline water. I've been really consistent with drinking the Eternal water. It has a very unique bottle. I think they're I want to say 2 liters. I mean, they have different sizes, but it's very unique. It's a very aqua blue, very pretty blue bottle design, and you can read the label through the water. It could because the water kind of enlarges the typeface of the logo, so you can read it through the. But it's called Eternal Water, and it's alkaline base. Is 9. I think it's 9 pH level 9. So very alkaline. Is a lot better for you. So I've been drinking that consistently, as well as the Smart Water alkaline one, because all of them aren't alkaline. If you get the one that says alkaline on it, then yeah. So I drink that, but yesterday I got the Eternal one, the Eternal Water. Very good. I love the water. I love the bottle shape. So I bought about I think 6 of those yesterday. So and then I have my fruits, and then I have my my nuts. It's like a combination of walnuts, peanuts, and something else. But I just get that for a little bit of protein here and there. So just something to snack on if I'm hungry, so that way I won't. I like keeping little stuff like that, so it'll kind of stave off my cravings. It'll kind of help me with my cravings, so I won't. When I get hungry, when I get a little munchy or anything like that, I'm not eating anything terrible for me. So that's what I'm trying to control everything that I eat. And another thing too, where if you're changing your style, your eating habits, the people around you could affect you. You know what I mean? Like if you go to someone's house or you spend time with your loved ones, like my girl, she's very like very nurturing. So if we go somewhere, we meet somewhere, she would like go to a bar or something like that, or a restaurant or something. She'd be like, would you like me to get you something? And I know all restaurants, most of the stuff that they have in restaurants is oversaturated with processed sugar and breads and carbs, and like empty carbs and stuff like that. And so but your loved ones, like my girl, they want you, she wants me to eat, she wants me to make sure I have enough food in myself, I'm not starving, you know what I mean? And so on that level, you know what I mean, she cares about my health and stuff like that, but I have it in my head, the things that I'm trying to stave off of, and it's like, and the thing is, it's not clear in my head, because if I'm in an environment and I smell the food, everything becomes jumbled to where this could be good. This, I have to really be cognizant of what's good and what's not. So yesterday I met up with my girl. She was with her children at this like a fun place, like a arcade, bowling alley, and bar type thing, kind of like Dave & Buster's or Latitude 30. I think the place used to be called Latitude 30, but now it changed. The Main Event is over in Jacksonville. We went there, and we're just sitting I'm just hanging out with her at the bar, I got a Jack. I did drink a Jack and Coke, but just one little cup of it. I didn't want to keep drinking that. But while I'm sitting, we were just chilling, just talking about some stuff, and she had the menu out. She was gonna order something, and she asked me, did I want anything? I was like, I wasn't hungry, but I wasn't hungry. I was just just wanted to see her, and but then I was looking at the appetizers, and she ended up ordering like this hummus with the little pita breads, but with the hummus they actually had cucumbers and bell peppers served with it. So so what I did, I ate the cucumbers and a little string of, they cut them up really nice, and so I got some of that. You know, I was dipping the cucumbers into cucumbers, bell peppers, and celery. You know, I was dipping that in the hummus, and that was good. And I was like, all right, you know. But then they had the pita bread too, and I was eating those too. So it's kind of like those one of the things where I don't want to have food control me. I want to control everything that I eat. You know what I mean? So I don't want to get to the point where I crave that stuff, and you know, my mind goes crazy and everything. All my healthy mind goes out the window, and then I'm going back to where I was, because I have an addictive personality. You know, once I find something that's really good that I like and it tastes good, yeah, I'll still go to that. You know what I mean? So I don't want to be a slave to my own cravings. So and really be clear-minded and sound, have a sound mind to say no to this, no to this, no to that. And and all the foods that are out there, I have to say no to. Like, I have to control everything I eat. So every time I go shopping, I want to buy everything that I'm going to eat and consume that are healthy for me. So, you know, and everything has sugar. You know what I mean? So eventually, I'm going to micromanage everything that doesn't have sugar, and focus on that and consuming those. So, but I'm slowly learning about certain things and implementing. But every time you go to the store, man, every time you go to Winn-Dixie, it's just, and I go to Winn-Dixie because it's convenient. You know, I should go to the health food places, and if I have time and I have enough kind of space to maneuver to go to Grassroots or the Fresh Market, I would do that. You know what I mean? But you know, throughout the weekend, I hang out with my friends, I hang out with my girl, or I hang out with my son, and then before the week starts, I just go to Winn-Dixie, to like the closest one to my work terminal, and just get all the things that I get from there, and then have that throughout the week. So, but I'm getting better. I'm choosy, and I make sure that I'm not eating anything that's super sugary, super processed, and super unhealthy. I'm staving off of those things. So, but I hope you guys are doing that too, living your healthiest life. You know, I think the biggest thing right now is for me to just to consistently work out, because I am not consistent with my workout. I have my dumbbells, I do them, I did them yesterday, but there are certain times, you know, there are certain times where I just take days. It depends on the day, where I'm going, you know, how much of work that I do throughout the day, and it's really, really hot. It's been really, really hot lately, so a lot of times, you know, if I'm outside, you know, changing trailers and doing all these things, I work up a really good sweat. Some of these trailers, you know, are hard to sort of to lift up the landing gear or prop it up or whatever. And doing that, you know, sometimes takes some time. And sometimes I'll just go out there and stretch and do jumping jacks. But the consistency is not there. So, because I have an addictive person, like I love video games, right? So if I'm not, you know, doing this, if I'm not driving, if I have some time, you know, I go to video and sometimes I be so hooked on like I'm playing Infamous Second Son, and I love the story, and I'm wanting to go back and play that, and that would take over my mind, you know, and it can take away from my consistency when working out. So, but that's what it is. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to get better. I'm growing up, learning, maturing at that level. And they say knowing is half the battle, so I know my problems. I know my inconsistency. So if you're out there listening, you probably have a better you have a better handle on that. You know what I mean? So But I hope you guys are listening. I hope you guys are doing well, man. This is the start of a new week. Last Monday was Memorial Day. I'm starting this week early. Which I kind of like. You watch the sun come up, and then you do your thing, and shortly after lunchtime, my day is over. I can just chill for the rest of the day and then figure out what I'm gonna do the next day. You know what I mean? So I kind of enjoy waking up, even though I wish I had a little bit more sleep. But I'm good. I feel good. I'm not sleepy. I'm not. I'm awake. And maybe after maybe when I get done recording this, I'll probably be whatever. But I'm excited about what just happened in boxing. I'm excited how I'm growing up and maturing. My hairstyle is different. My confidence level is. I feel better in regards to that. My girl's always telling me that, she loves my hair. She really thinks that I'm super handsome and super sexy and just really. She gives me, even though she's beautiful and she doesn't think she is. She's always looking back in her older pictures and, oh, I was cute then, and you know what I mean. And it's like, baby, you cute now. You know what I mean. So I don't know. It's just, but I feel a lot better as far as how I view myself, how I'm loving myself, and how I'm taking better care of myself. So I hope you guys are doing it too. But yeah, I did not see John Wick 3. I did not see it, but instead I got to see a major fight, and I'm very happy I got to see that fight. You know what I mean? So, and in other news, I just caught the highlights this morning before I started recording. I saw the highlights of the Game 2 of the NBA Finals. Golden State wins by 5 points, I believe it was. 109 to 104, I think it was. Good game, back and forth. But in the start of the third quarter, Golden State scored, I think, 18 unanswered points. And Toronto didn't score for like 5 minutes in that third quarter. They did not score. They were just throwing up bricks, not getting good shots, getting their shots blocked. And Golden State just came out at halftime, was like, all right, we're going to take over this whole shit. They were blocking shots. Their defense got better. And Toronto just went on this horrible drought. They did come back because Golden State went up by like 13 points at one point from their run. And, they came back within 4, but it just, once Golden State takes the lead like that, it's really extremely hard for them to come back. So, but series tied. They're going back to Oakland, back to Golden State. So got a series. So hopefully if Toronto wins the game in Golden State, we definitely have a series. And so it's pretty entertaining to watch. I wanted to catch the whole game, but I had to go to sleep. So I caught the highlights, every made shot basically. So very good game, very good series, and it's far from over. You don't know what's going to happen. After watching, Saturday night's fight, you know what I mean? Like anything can happen, you know what I mean? Generally, you always want to think that way. You always want to be neutral when you come. Of course, you have your team or you have the guy you're rooting for, of course. But especially in boxing, like anybody can win. It takes one punch. You don't have to go a series. You don't have to. There's no best of 7 series, no game 7. Like every boxing match is game 7. Like, you know what I mean? So like, and anybody can get it. Anybody can get knocked the fuck out. So just having that mindset, it just carries over into other sports. Like Toronto could win. They have a chance to win the championship for the first time in their history. A Canadian NBA championship. It can happen. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I still do think Golden State is going to win, but I would be very excited. I would be very. I'm very interested in seeing Toronto win their first championship. I love Kawhi Leonard. You know what I'm saying? I think he's a great player. So I think they can do it. But we'll see. If Andy Ruiz can do it, if Andy Ruiz Jr. can knock out Anthony Joshua, Toronto Raptors can definitely beat Golden State Warriors. They can do it, you know. Even though I don't think it's going to happen, but they can do it. It can be done. It's not impossible. So, but that's what's going on. There's an episode, I don't think I put it out yet, but there's an episode I just kind of went off on Trump. You know, I told you that, you know, I think he's the epitome of white privilege. I mean, I know it's been said before, and you probably already know that. But it's just, how low a person can go before we say, okay, that's enough. Okay, you're good. You're done with this. Get the fuck out. You know what I mean? But now I think there's been a lot of talks of impeachment. There's some crimes that he's committed that are, it seems unavoidable as far as covering him up now. You know, he's not, you know, Trump seems he seems mortal at this point. He can't, I don't think he can keep getting away with it as, you know, as long as he's been getting away with it. Like, there comes a point where, you know, something's going to happen here. So they've been talking about impeachment, rightfully so. He's a fucking ringleader, like a mafia guy, and you know, it's one of those stories where it comes back to bite you, basically. So all the shit that he's done, and it's coming back to bite him. So yes, definitely the election has been meddled. The Russians have they have fixed or manipulated and meddled with the election to get Trump in office as an attack on the American people. They put this guy. They fixed the election for this guy to stop. I don't know what the reason is, the purpose was, but it seems that they put him in there to divide us, because a divided nation is a weaker nation. And Trump has caused a lot of division within our own people. We already have division. We have a racial divide since the beginning of this country's history. We've had that divide. Ever since we called this place America, we've had this racial divide. And so, but then, you know, throughout our history, we've had division against gay people, division against transgender and all these different things, different walks of life, different religions. And so when Trump is in office, ever since he's been in office, he's been dividing the country, and he's been doing it as far as sports. You know, the Kaepernick situation, and certain teams, certain champions are not willing or not wanting or willing to go see him in the White House as a recognition of their success. He's caused, like LeBron James called him a bum, and other people are just refusing to mingle with him, or refusing to acknowledge him as president. You know what I mean? It's so much of a divide now to an already divisive country. He's caused more division. So we are a weaker nation because of Trump, but at the same time, it goes back to Russians heckling the election and getting him in office to begin with. So I watched the interview on the Breakfast Club with Elizabeth Warren, who's running for president. Who, I mean, one of her ideas she had, and the thing about her is that as far as comparing to the other candidates who are running, there's a lot of Democrats that are running, but most of them are running on the platform of getting Trump out of office and not necessarily having ideas. There's a few out there. I think Andrew Wang has some ideas, some great ideas as far as the economy and rebuilding the middle class and things like that with the UBS and all that. But then Elizabeth Warren wants to do away with the Electoral College, because we know the Electoral College is bullshit. It's bullshit. Because Hillary Clinton won the popular vote. Like, more people by 1 million votes have voted for, you know what I mean? And so for some reason, those votes, and most people who don't know further than that truth, they're looking at this, why vote when it's already fixed, when it's already rigged with the Electoral College? The people who are supposed to, it's designed to where people like Trump wouldn't happen. But if you have faulty Electoral College, what's the purpose of it if they're not doing their purpose? You know what I mean? And so, and it's not the first time it happened. I think, Bush lost by a popular vote, but he still was able to get in. And it's like, it always works for Republicans for some reason. I don't know. But Elizabeth Warren is wanting to do away with the Electoral College, because I think that's a great idea, because it's bullshit. Trump didn't win, but for some reason he got in there. With the help from the Russians, with the help of other things that have happened. But we need to fix that shit. That's bullshit. How is somebody gonna win by 1 million? Like, if this is a popularity contest, which it is essentially, more people wanted a certain person to win, so they supposed to win, and it didn't happen. And it's like Pacquiao Bradley. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's just everybody voted, or everybody can see that Pacquiao won the fight, but the Electoral College, the judges, and however faulty they are, said no, Bradley won. And it's like, and it drives people away from the sport, and and at the same time it drives people away from voting. If 1 million more votes for one person, and her opponent still wins, I can see people saying, why the fuck vote? Why to vote? Why vote when this is gonna happen? It happened time and time again. Why do that? And even with the midterm elections, with the local elections and things like that, you vote for that. And especially in this fucking state of Florida, where we have to constantly recount, and we have stories of voting ballots being thrown away or just, you know what I'm saying? And so it seems rigged. So why the fuck take part in voting when you know it's rigged? You know what I mean? We see it time and time again. When they say, yeah, your vote matters, and vote for what you believe in, and we do it. We go through the process. We take time out of our schedules, out of our working daily schedules, and then we still don't get the results that we supposed to get. You know what I mean? And so it's just, if you go to McDonald's and order something, and your order is completely wrong, you know what I'm saying? That's an injustice. You'll get pissed. You'll go back and be like, yo, this is not what I ordered. And they will fix it. and you'll get what you order. But when it comes to politics, it's all rigged and it's all fucked up, and people get discouraged from that shit. So, and I hate talking about politics, but that's what it is. But our shit was, our voting process, this election was fucking rigged. It was rigged with some dirty hands, a different country's government heckled it, and doesn't matter if you denied or not, the truth came out. You know, Mueller came out and wrote this 400 page document about what happened, how it happened, and it's like, okay, dude, like, he committed a crime, and we have a person who is unfit to be president. So, but that's enough about politics. I don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you to vote or whatever. I would just say, be kind to your fellow people. Love everyone. Protect yourself. And I'm not a gun person. You know, but I understand. I have friends who are avid gun owners. I have family that they own guns, and I have, my immediate family, some of my siblings, they strapped, and I'm not knocking them for it. Sometimes I think I should be strapped. I'm thinking about getting a piece myself, but I don't like guns like that. I don't like having it around. I think it's just I don't know. It just for me, it may sound silly. It may sound like stupid or whatever. I don't know. But if you have that around, it just brings that. Gun violence in general, it just has a negative. It just brings negative energy to me a little bit. Even though, and on the flip side, of that, I don't watch a lot of them, but I do watch like violent movies or play violent video games. You know what I'm saying? I do that for enjoyment or for entertainment. But having an actual weapon like that, it just, I don't know. I just sort of think if I have it with me, it'll having a gun with me attracts that type of energy. Like, I'll attract another situation with a person who has a gun. You know what I mean? And so a lot of people react out of fear. Like, a lot of people are, and I don't want to be, first of all, I don't want to have fear run my life. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to do something out of fear of something if I don't understand it. I don't want my fear to take over my logic, and I know everyone doesn't think like that, but I don't want to be a part of the problem on that front. And at the same time, if I wasn't in this truck and if I had a place where I could go, where I can lay my head, have my own place, a house or apartment, and my son was living with me, it'll probably be a different story. I'll probably have something in the house far from within reach of my son and have it stored properly. I would maybe have that. I've been thinking about that the last few years, but I haven't had my own place in several years now. So I don't necessarily like guns. Like, that's just me. I don't like guns. I know how to use them. I've used them in the military. I've shot M14s, and I've used 9mm, and I've used shotguns, and I actually shot a 50 cal mounted gun before in the Navy, just doing drills and different things. But I just holding a gun, it just having a gun with me is just I don't like it. So that's just my take. I would love to learn how to shoot a bow and arrow, though. I would like that. Maybe because I'm just old school. I don't like gunpowder. I don't like the loud noises it makes. I just, and I don't like how lethal it is. Like, guns don't necessarily have to be lethal. You know what I'm saying? Where it could cause death. You know what I mean? And there's some guns out there. I mean, of course, you got to learn how to shoot anyway. You can, like you can kill somebody with a pellet gun, really, if you hit them in the right place. But the fact of having something that can end someone's life, you know what I mean? I don't want that type of power. But I do understand. I would have it for protection, and once I get my own place and having my son over regularly, I'll probably have a peace, because I have something, because it's not just about me. I have family to protect, so I will most likely get in on that front. So but I haven't owned a gun ever, and I never had those type of problems before. So, but it doesn't mean that I won't have them in the future, because I don't know. But that's just how I feel about guns. I think it should be regulated. I think the gun laws should be regulated. There was actually a shoot. Well, the thing is, there was actual shooting in Virginia Beach this past week, and I don't know too much of the details. I just knew the headlines. There were 12 people who got shot, or 12 people who were killed. They thought it was 11 at first, but I think they found it was a 12th body, something like that. So, and I don't know the outcome of the shooter, or who he was, or who she was, or I don't know. But yeah, I mean, as soon as these things happen, we go back to regulating the gun laws. As soon as that topic brings up, we open up a can of beans to where the gun owners and gun advocates are assuming that as soon as we have a debate about guns, that we're trying to take guns away. But it's like we have too many guns. I think we have more guns than people in this country. You know what I mean? So like everybody can have at least 10 guns, I think it is. We just have a shitload of guns. It's just too much. It's just way too fucking much. So I don't know. It's just that's the way I think of it. But yeah, I think gun law should be regulated. It should have some sort of a protocol. Like, we should really look at other countries, the way they utilize their gun laws. I brought up before, Australia had a mass shooting years ago. I can't remember the details. They had a mass shooting. They completely overhauled their gun laws. They changed their gun laws, and there hasn't been a mass shooting since that last one years ago. And it's like, I mean, some of these things are kind of easy to implement, but I think one of the problems is this country is such a hybrid country, meaning we have so many different types of people. So we have so many differences. And so since we have all these differences and racial divides and different ethnicities we have to think about, and have our discrimination again, and racial profiling and all this stuff, that goes to the point to where we have so many guns. A lot of people, we don't know everybody in this country, and so since we have that sort of problem, or if you call it a problem, since we have that sort of dynamic, we own guns out of fear of those people we don't know. Like, there are people who've never seen a Muslim person. There are people living in this country who've never seen a black person or a white person, or and we're all in the same country. And so as soon as we see them, we don't know if they're going to kill us, or that we have a conceived notion about that. And so, and so in other countries, if you go to places like Australia, Australia is full of Australian people. China is full of Chinese people. And other places are full of their people. But Americans are made up of different, a dynamic of people. And since we have that, we fear those other people, and so thus we have guns. But still, I think I think some gun laws could be changed. Like we could look at some of these countries and implement what they've done, or just take a look at them and say, okay, we can regulate this gun situation like this. But I don't know if that's our agenda. I don't know if those are our ideas. So I think we're gonna keep having mass shootings because we have a lot of fucked up crazy people here. We have a racial divide, and most mass shootings are done by white men, and we don't condemn white men like we condemn people of color when it comes to violence. We don't condemn him. We always say, he was a loner. He was a thing. He had mental problems. He had this and that. He just fucked up. He's crazy, and we gave that person a gun. You know what I'm saying? And these are so-called people, these so-called thugs, these people of color, when we do it, we do it. There's some ones like the guy who murdered Nipsey Hussle was done out of fucking ego, jealousy. You know what I mean? And those things happen. But mostly when people who don't have the resources, and they have lack of resources, and they come from a violent environment, a lot of people turn to violence for resources, for the lacking of what they have. The gang violence, it make that sort of thing makes sense because they don't have stuff, so they are criminals. They commit violence to get the stuff that they don't have. But when it comes to white people, they do it because they're fucking crazy, and we don't say it like that. We don't say it. We don't condemn these white men, these mass shooters. We don't condemn them as such. We just write them, but we take better care of them. We give them more guns. Like Zimmerman's still running around, committing more crimes. Not violent ones, but he's still fucking breaking the law, getting DUIs, all sorts of different fucked up situations. We just let him ride. Like, for some reason, white violence and white crime doesn't equate when black people do it or when people of color do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because black people look meaner when they do it, so it's like it has this white people. I mean, I don't know. It's crazy. All these white men commit all these mass shootings, and we don't condemn them nearly as hard as we do people of color. And it's fucked up. And we give all these mental unhealthy people guns. We give these fucked up people, these loner type, we give them guns. Or they find a way to get guns. We just give it to them. And as soon as we try to take them away, or as soon as we try to, establish some sort of protocol gun law, no, we want to keep all our guns. We got to protect from the crazies, but the crazies are you. You the fucking crazies. I don't know, but it just seems weird, and I'm rambling here. But yeah, I'm just noticing, just looking at, I try to live within my means, live within my environment. You know what I mean? And we have a lot of distractions. We have all this shit constantly feeding us information. You know what I mean? And in our body, our minds are reacting, or at least trying to keep up and react to everything that we see. So everybody's scrolling down and seeing all these bits of information, all this, like, it's crazy. It's too much. So I advise you to stay away from too much. I don't know what I'm saying. I think I am getting tired now, but I hope you guys are still listening to this. I doubt if you are, because I really think my voice is not a a voice that I don't think my voice is a voice that that can keep an attention of people. I think I have one of those voices that I'll try to tell you something, or I try to tell a story, and you can easily like get sidetracked or get distracted. I have a voice that can make you get sidetracked or make you get distracted with other shit because it's not powerful. It's not a like I don't know. I don't yell. I don't put a lot of emphasis in my voice. I do have bass in my voice, but I think my voice is very dismissive. Like it's easily dismissive. Like you know, I see it a lot when I'm talking to certain people. If I'm excited about something, I want to share an event that happened, and I'm trying to tell you an event. Within like 2 or 3 seconds of me talking to you, you'll probably get on look on your phone and see what's going on. You know, I see it in my girl every once in a while. I'll just start talking to her about something, and then within 3 seconds, she's picking up the phone, looking at it. You know what I'm saying? And but at the same time, I do it too with some of my friends. Like some voices out there, I don't really. I have a friend of mine. Sometimes I don't like listening to his voice because he just, you know. Some people think the louder you talk, the more of a point you're making, and I dismiss that on that front. You know what I mean? I don't like that. That's just one of those things I do. Anyways, I hope you guys are doing well. I'm just rambling here. This is the another episode of the Trucker Diary series. This is Mr. Mike. I'm just excited about what has happened in the boxing world, what's going on in NBA Finals, all the fucked up shit that's happened in politics, and me figuring out how to live this healthy life. So that's what it is. Hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are listening. Tell your friends. Tell people you know. You know, tell them, hey, every once in a while. There's this guy who does this Trucker Diary series. He's talking about some interesting things. It'll keep you, just keep you informed or keep you entertained. Just nuggets of knowledge, information, and things that are going on. His takes on it. He has some interesting takes, some philosophies that I'm sharing. So I hope you share it with your loved ones. Tell a friend. Tell anybody you know that you're in contact with. Tell them about what I'm doing. So, thank you for listening. This is Mr. Mike. It stands for Music Illumination Consciousness. This is the Trucker Diary series. Thank you for listening. I love you. Peace.